Do you put any max loss per stock or max loss per day? Since I am just starting out, just starting live trading,
Mhm.
so I mean, as what I've heard from a lot of traders, I think it's a good idea to put a max stop loss per trade or per day. So
Yeah,
what do you think for that?
I think that's very important. Very, very important. You must use that, especially in the first few years of trading live.
Right.
So figure out what works for you. I mean, typically people do 1% of your account per trade. That's the risk per trade.
Yeah.
And then you might have like 3R or 5R or something like that for a max per day. So three
Okay.
losers and you're out of business, or five losers and you're out of business for the day. Something like that. So
So
figure out what numbers you can live with.
so what do you think? Like, give me an idea about in terms of numbers. Like, since this strategy, if I'm, let's say, if I'm only doing the options part, right? The options play. What do you think should be a good number? Because we have to put up a stop loss little wide in this.
Well, I see
So
the stop should always be based on the price action or based on the strategy of the trade, not
right.
based on what's your loss per day. That doesn't add up. So
Okay.
I think give yourself an opportunity to take five trades before you have to
Okay.
stop. So if you have five losing trades, you're probably not seeing something. Something's going wrong.
Okay. So
So,
losing
but
trade.
at that point, I also recommend risk 1% of your account per trade.
Right.
So
Right.
your
Okay.
max drawdown per day is 5% max
Five
per day.
percent. Okay. That brings to my next question. And I asked you over the chat, but still this is like it's I know, but somehow I'm not able to digest this. And that's why I'm asking you again.
Yeah.
So let's say the account size is 25K, leverage is 400K. And we are supposed not to take more than 2% of our account in a trade. 2% of the
Mhm.
account size. So that
Mhm.
brings down to $2,000 of 100K.
No, it should be 2% of your cash, which is what 25K you said, right?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
25K, let's say I'm taking the, so I should not count the leverage part.
Yeah, don't count the leverage. No, 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 no. That's explosive. Count it as the cash that you own, not the loan that you're getting.
So then it brings down to only $500. So that means like only $500 you can put down in a single trade.
Yeah, start there. Start there, and then if you get 4R, 5R trades, you're getting a few $1,000s out of it, and that's what we should be targeting anyway.
The calculation what I was doing is like just five contracts if I'm buying, and let's say the contract price is four, so that brings down to 2,000.
Forget about the number of contracts. Think in terms of dollars at risk per trade. If you're saying $500 risk per trade,
Hmm.
okay, now you have to calculate where's the stop and where's the entry. Accordingly, how many contracts can you take? The price action should dictate how many contracts you take. You can't really predetermine that. So think of it in those terms. It makes it a bit easier. And yeah, there's equalized risk hotkeys, which works very nicely on stocks. I don't know about options. I haven't tried it. Anyways, I don't even recommend using options until you get good with stocks first. Because options really they behave a little differently. They're not too far out, but you can really manipulate them, picking the
Hmm.
right kind of strike and stuff to get more volatility or less volatility even in your
Hmm.
move. And even liquidity and the spread becomes a problem too. So you're dealing with other things when you're dealing with options, which I'm not going to recommend to do. So think of risk per trade in number of dollars, not position size. Okay, because
Okay.
position size is dictated by the difference between your entry and your stop loss. That dictates the position size. And you should be allowed to lose 5% of your account per day, max.
That's a
I mean,
max.
yeah, per day. And that's still quite a lot of risk.
Hmm.
It's a lot for most people. So you want to be careful with that. Let me start there. When I first went live, it was $50 risk per trade. And it's built up from there.
Okay. Okay. Before we jump, do you backtest your strategies?
Oh, yeah, always, every day.
What
Well,
tool
every
are you using for that?
Screenshots. I just have screenshots and that's it. No
Oh,
need
just
for anything.
screenshots. Okay, no tool. Okay.
Mm-mm. Just old price action. That's all. I just look at them and I have a thesis and the statistics I can write down on a notebook, see what works, what doesn't. That's it. And then, of course, you test it in the replay mode as well. So after I have an idea for the strategy based on screenshots, then I'll go and see can I execute it in real time. So
Hmm.
that's the replay mode, replay trading, and then you try it live with small size.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay, cool. So let me go over the all the trades what I've taken so far. And that's where I really need your help to pinpoint my mistakes. That's what I'm interested to know.
Mm-hmm.
So that
Okay.
I don't make those same mistakes again.
Yeah.
Okay, let me share the screen. Okay, present now. Okay, entire screen. Oops, 1 second. Okay, let me know when you can see the screen
Mm-hmm.
and what exactly you see.
Yeah. Just a moment. All right. Yep. I see your screen. I see a couple of charts on Meta here.
Okay, sounds good. So 3rd February, I started trading this part. See, as you know, I have been trading for some time, at least in SIM, and I have done a lot of trades, in fact, in equities. So that's why I just wanted to try my hands on in now options part. So the what I'm struggling with right now is because I am coming from more of a momentum side and I like the opening momentum. I have done a lot of 1 minute and 5 minute Warby trades, which I have come up to a point where I can say that, okay, I know maximum rules what I need to follow in order to take either 1 minute or 5 minute ORB and play it as a momentum side. That is what kind of reflecting now, at least that's what I've realized that that's what I'm doing while taking such trades. And maybe it is getting a bit of a challenge for me to follow exactly your strategy, what you follow, looking into, let's say, double bottom or double top in a 5 minute chart, and then hammer formation, room to the left, and all those aspects, which eventually I want to move towards. But for me, it's like I'm more, since I have practiced so much of the momentum side, that I like the opening 30 minutes or 45 minutes, and I would like to set up a trade at that particular time if I am seeing good relative volume and all things are in favor, and then I take a trade.
Why do you want to shift?
The no, so here's the thing. I think the main objective for me to shift is because I also prefer down the road, I prefer moving to a more of a 5 minute chart and more of a slower based trading instead of like a very fast pace in the first 30 minutes and finish everything. I would prefer to be more on a softer side and take its own time for your analyzing part. And then when the chart is like set up completely with the A plus setup, then go for it.
You just said two different things. You said you like trading the first 30 minutes, then you said you like trading the slower stuff.
Uh,
So you got to make a
Eventually,
decision. Oh,
eventually, I would like to move towards that.
mhm.
Um,
Okay.
More of a slower paced as a 5 minute or a 15-minute chart based trades.
So do it this way: trade what you're doing with the ORB stuff first 30 minutes as you're familiar with, and then
Right.
after that's over, the first 30 minutes, 45 minutes, whatever it is,
Yeah.
then switch all your charts to 5 minutes.
Yes. Yes.
That's
That's what I usually do because
uh,
the first opening momentum for 30 minutes is definitely works very well, and I think the reason is because I've practiced so much that I like to play on 1 minute charts now.
mhm. Okay. So stick to what you're doing, and you want to eventually move to a different place. You got to build
Right.
it out slowly. but don't
Correct.
mix them up at the same time, is what I'm saying.
Correct.
So you have a
Yes.
strategy that works at the open. Once the open is over,
Hmm.
then switch the mindset over to this strategy where it's
Hmm.
slower and you wait for the setups and wait for the targets. It's everything's a lot slower. And that's
Right.
perfectly fine, actually. That's quite normal. A lot of people do that. And that's actually good. You're trading differently based on phases of the market within the day.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
important.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. No, see, the thing is, I like your strategy because we can go a little bit on a slower pace. That's what I like, and there is not much of the um,
Mhm.
opening rush, I would say, and take an instant decision and everything. Because ultimately, in your strategy, what we all are like trying to achieve is more of a plus setup, setting up nicely in a 5 minute chart, and then based on all the decisions what we accumulate, we take a trade, right?
Mhm.
Which is
You gotta,
eventually a move,
yeah. But see, that's very specific to the way I trade,
right?
and that'll also change over time. I will
Yeah,
keep
yeah,
evolving my trading. So it's important that you understand you're not copy trading.
yeah,
You
yeah,
can
yeah.
learn some details here and there, and then
Sure, sure.
um, that's more important because you got to trade your strategy, as in
Correct,
your reflection of your personality. That's important,
correct.
not mine, right?
Okay, so I have written few things in most of my trades, as you can see here.
Hmm.
Um, um, so these were the four areas what I saw while taking this trade. Pre-market strong momentum play, strong volume, and VWAP breakout.
Hmm.
But during its pullback, I have added more, and that's where usually my confusion comes in, whether it's a good idea to like add during a pullback or not.
It's not a good idea. Just don't do it.
Good idea, right?
Just don't. Simple, right? Respect your stop. You got into the position at first. It went against you. You should have hit your stop somewhere there. Should have hit your stop at, I don't know, close to your break even. You're trading the open here. Or no, that's a little later now. Or at least around the VWAP or so. Wherever your stop was, you got to hit that. Then re-enter later if it sets up again. But certainly don't add in. This trade seems like it worked, but this is dangerous. You do this, you'll have two winners and one loser that'll blow up your account.
So don't add at all. This is
Nah.
yeah,
Don't
remember.
add to your losers ever. Making your
So
losers bigger.
the thing is, in the early 45 minutes momentum, right? We just don't know what will happen, and it can flip.
Hmm.
Do you agree on that?
Oh yeah. That's the scary part about the open. And so the open, it is crazy unless you are truly tuned into reading the momentum. And to do that, you have to be tuned into like watching only one or two tickers, very focused.
Hmm.
Then you can start reading that, and it's still really, really complicated. I mean, you have to be really talented, like Andrew or Brian or someone to be able to have that intuition. Um, so for that reason, I purposely don't trade the open that way. When I do trade the open, it's based on a much bigger plan. It's a
Right.
bigger setup on a 30-minute chart or whatever, something big. And
Hmm.
then I'm able to slowly take a small size at the open after that.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I find it risky unless you have some special talents. You don't need that risk.
Okay. So in this trade, any other issue do you see other than like I've added during the pullback? So like any other thing which you would
Eh,
like?
Just know where your stop is before you enter.
Okay. No. Stop. Okay. Yeah.
And
So,
wherever that happens to be, let's
mhm.
say you know where the stop is, then you enter the trade. And then if it goes to your stop, hit the stop, exit. That's it.
Right.
That's a matter of execution. And if you don't do that, you will not survive in this business. I mean, that's it. Simple, simple rule.
Mm,
Always know where your stop is before you enter, which also tells you what kind of size you should take,
mm,
how many shares or contracts.
mm.
And then make sure you respect it after you enter. Just because it hits your stop doesn't mean you add more. No, that's where you exit, not add. It's the opposite. right? You do that consistently, build a habit of that, then you'll be in the right place mentally. The executions will be right. Then you'll take a few losses, but nothing that'll destroy you.
Yeah, so that's where my confusion actually comes in, like especially when the stocks pulls back, right, to either a 9 or a 20 moving average, or let's say in this case it crosses the VWAP as well, but it touches the 20 EMA. Yeah, that's where I get a little confused whether I should stop it. See, usually the stop is just below the VWAP. That's what I usually try to target. Either below the VWAP, or if there is like any existing moving average right there, that's where the stop is.
Mhm. Hit the stop, exit the position. You don't know if that's a pullback or a reversal or what's going on.
Right.
You
Okay.
don't know.
Okay, yeah, this is something I think I'm having a bit of a challenge for quite some time, that I prefer to add during the pullback instead of taking a stop.
You don't
That
know if it's a pullback. You don't know unless you have a bigger perspective. You're looking at
yeah,
again a 30-minute chart, and which moving averages are being respected, which are not. You have to identify that also before you start taking these positions. So it gets complicated. It's a lot of work
yeah,
to do. So first things first, just hit your stop instead of making all these guesses and destroying your account.
okay. 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 So let's move on. Okay, yeah. So this was the trade I actually went out. But as you can see here, momentum play, strong volume. We were, I think, pretty much similar trade in Meta the very next day because it was in play. Bought during pullback multiple times, 5 contract each, total 20, and went against. And then I waited, and then I think I went out. When I came back, I saw, okay, I think it went back, and I was down like 11,000. I took 20 contracts with this.
Mm-hmm.
So this was definitely a very bad trade, at least in the beginning. Later on, I would not say. I mean, I could have exited right here itself, but I left the trade open just to see how things proceed from there.
Hit your stop. You know what to do. We just discussed it, right?
Hmm.
Know it, hit it.
Yeah, so putting the stop loss is um, very
Don't
important.
go live until you really are good at hitting your stop. Don't go live. I don't care how many years you've been doing this. Don't go live until you make a big habit of exiting your positions with the stop.
Okay.
Very important. Like nothing else will matter. All the stuff we can discuss, I can look at all your trades, and none of it will matter until you make a habit of knowing where your stop is and making sure you hit it precisely. There's no exceptions to that.
Okay. Okay. So I think that's one trade I took. Okay. Yeah, there's another trade. Okay, let's see. Bad trade, strong 5 minute with the volume, but VIX and Doji on the 15 minutes, not much R2R, exit quickly. So this was cross the fib line as well. And I think the reason for me to take the trade was the opening volume.
So you're trading volume, not price.
Both. I mean, I look at the volume as well. But yes, I dismissed the lot of dojis what was being formed on the 5 minute.
Mm-hmm. What's your strategy here? You're trying to look at fib levels, moving average. I mean, you have a lot going on. I'm confused. I don't know what you're looking at. What are you trying
So
to trade?
mostly the it's a 5 minute momentum play. But I
ORB?
but now I have added the fib lines as well in it. And I so my basic criteria, if you ask me, is the opening volume, the relative volume, how the momentum is going in the first 5 minutes, how the candle is being formation is there, and whether it is like close to the VWAP or not, or if it's crossing the VWAP or any major moving average. So those are the 4 to 5 things what I look for.
Mm-hmm. You're all mixed up here. You got to clean that up. For one thing, the Fibonacci lines, I don't know what you're using them for. You don't need them. Fibonacci's are not about momentum. If you're using Fibonacci the way it's meant to be, it's about a directional move and then a retracement and then a bounce, and it's a much slower play. You rarely get an entry in the first 3 hours. Rarely when you're really getting Fibonacci, and that too on something like Meta yesterday or for you today, where it was directional. That's the
Mm-hmm.
only. So it's rare to get a Fibonacci trade when you're day trading. It's a mess.
Okay.
Now
So
you got 10 things here on your chart, so I'll make it very simple for you. You're looking to trade 5 minute candlestick momentum. Okay, so you're looking at basically 5 minute ORB, right? Okay, you got to understand that you got to prioritize what's on your charts. Okay, you got 4 or 5 different moving averages, about 10 different lines. I don't know what's here, and you have candlesticks and volume on top of that. So the first priority, beyond everything else, is the candlestick. Number one, most important
correct.
thing. All
Correct.
right, and so
Mm-hmm.
let's just discuss that really quickly. The candlestick, you're looking for a 5 minute opening range breakout. So you don't touch it in the first 5 minutes. The earliest trade you can take is in minute 6, but that's the
Right.
earliest possible.
Correct.
Most of the time, you don't take that. Most of the time, it sets up later, like 8, 10, 30 minutes later, whatever. Okay, so that's the first rule you should have.
Okay.
Okay, then the second rule you should have is it's formed what's the opening range and it's breaking out of that opening range. So you're looking at a breakout.
Mm-hmm.
So here's the way I would do it. I would look at the 5 minute candlestick, right? And then I would side by side have the 1 minute chart as well. And what is a very common, very simple way of doing the 5 minute ORB is first to identify the 5 minute chart. And then once that first 5 minutes is done, you can actually look at the 1 minute chart and see a
Yeah. Yeah.
breakout setting up,
Mm-hmm.
an
Mm-hmm.
ascending wedge or something like that, an ABCD pattern is
Yeah.
setting up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right. So now you have a possibility. So you see the priorities: first priority, 5 minute candle, bigger setup. Then you're zooming into the 1 minute, looking for a possible breakout potential.
Mhm.
Okay. So this is order of priorities, right? Number one, then
Yep.
number two.
Mm-hmm.
And then number three, since you're trading breakouts, you want to look at the VWAP on the 1 minute chart
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
make sure it's holding as it's not extended or far away from the VWAP. If it's
Yep.
far away from the VWAP, don't take it. Simple
Yep.
enough. Simple. 3 simple rules. 5 minute ORB. You're done.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Easy,
Yeah,
easy,
I
easy.
do look at, I do have 1 minute and 5 minute open for the first 30 to 45 minutes.
Yeah.
I mean, my DAS is set up like that itself. I only look at 1 and 5 minutes. That's it.
Okay. But you get your priorities right. I mean, you're doing it that way. I mean, you have all this other stuff is getting all mixed up, man. You got levels in the way. You got 4 or 5 different moving averages, and then you're talking about Fibonacci when you're trading momentum. It doesn't add up. It's all upside down.
Yeah. I
All right.
mean,
So
yeah,
be simple
that's
about it.
so. So,
Make
yeah. Hmm.
yeah. Get alignment. You need
Okay.
alignment. So this 3 step process I just shared with you is the
Mm-hmm.
simplest, easiest kind of 5 minute ORB. I think you stay focused on this one specific way. There are 5 different ways to do it, but this one
Right.
is the easiest. So
Right.
get good at this one first. All right. And you can see there's not a lot to look at. You have the 5 minute candlestick, then you have the 1 minute candlestick, then you have make sure it's not far from the VWAP.
Mhm.
All right. And then outside of this, you got to have a target in mind, right? So, and then you're looking at these, I'll say, forget about all these lines and levels and all. You can just go with the automatic levels, previous day's highs, lows, previous day's close, even the pre-market highs and lows. You don't need anything else. Don't go looking for other stuff. It's not going to work out. Not even these measured moves that I'm doing. It doesn't. You don't need that for what you're trying to do here. Okay. And then the once you're in the position, you're gonna remember you're trading momentum. And when
Mhm.
it comes to momentum, you're gonna have to partial out quickly, as in it
Yep.
goes in your favor, it pops,
Mhm.
and stay with it until the pop slows down, until the momentum slows down. Then you start hitting the partial button, 10%
Okay.
at a
Yep.
time or whatever it
Yep.
may be. That's your trade management, and you're at
So
break even quickly. Remember, you're gonna take a lot of break even stop outs when you're trading this stuff. You're going
right.
to take a lot of your winners are going to be about 2 R when you're doing it well. And you'll have a few losers at 1 R, but make sure it's 1 R. You don't add into these things when it's against you. You hit your stop when it's against you.
Correct.
So keep it simple. I think you've overcomplicated everything here. And what I just explained to you is the procedure. It's not just, three things to do. There's a procedure. Do one by one, step by
Mm.
step.
Okay.
And get that straight. And then really, you can go practice this is easy to practice in the replay mode. I mean, today you can in 1 hour you can do it 20 times. It's not
Yeah.
difficult. You can and screenshot all of that and see what's working for you. So keep it simple. I think you've just overcomplicated the matter, and I think you've overcomplicated it because you're looking for comfort and guarantees. You're trying to find a way to guarantee it's going to work. There are no guarantees. It's still not going to work, even though I've simplified it for you, made it easy, and you know exactly what to look for. So 95% of the time, you're not going to take it because it's not perfect. And even those 5% of the times that you do take it, you're still going to lose half those trades. Perfect
Mm.
setups have to fail.
Mm.
So
Okay.
don't go overcomplicating it because you're looking for perfection. It's not going to work that way. It's going to actually destroy you. You're going to get frustrated because you work so hard and then you still can't get better results, which is frustrating. That works in the rest of the world, but it doesn't work in day trading.
Mm.
Can't do it here. Right? So really simplify it. I mean, for you, you need to simplify a lot, I think, because you're trying too hard and then you're getting lost. That's what's
Uh,
really
huh. Yeah, I mean, I have studied a lot actually. Last
yeah, too much going
studied
on.
a lot. In fact, I do read the tape as well. Especially in the first 30 minutes, or especially when it comes to the an important level, I do see the tape as well.
But none of it's gonna matter if you hold past your stop and you don't have a specific setup to enter in. Like I can see you entering on 5 different categories. Like what? You don't even have it. Like so make it specific. I just gave you the simple one. It should be a 5 minute candle
Mm-hmm.
with a 1 minute ABCD. So you're looking to break out of the 5 minute candle using a 1 minute ABCD. That too is not far from the 1 minute VWAP. It should be close. So you can use it as an exit. And then you have levels. Either it's breaking through a level, which I'm not going to say added in, but that would be ideal. But the levels are more important for how far it's going to go. Where's your target? At least you have that in mind before you enter. And then before it even reaches your target, you're going to have to take partials because you're dealing with momentum. You're entering the 7th, 8th, 10th minute, or whatever it may be. You're
Hmm.
going to deal with momentum. You're still in the first 30 minutes or so.
Okay.
So get used to that. These are the things to focus on. Really focus. Get good at this. And all this other stuff is just colorful charts. There's nothing
Hmm.
on it.
Hmm.
It's just dead charts.
Okay. Okay. Let's see what else. Okay. Um. So I think the first thing is that I should not use the fib lines at all in the momentum play. I think which is what I was trying to implement as well here.
Well, are you using the fib lines as I use them, measured moves, or actual fib lines?
No, as what you have defined.
No, those are measured moves. Yeah, you don't need them. Forget about it. You're complicating it.
Hmm.
For you, you don't need it. And all these moving averages, I don't know how many there are. They're all in the way.
Yeah, I
They're
mean
all.
just 9, 20, and 50.
Mm. All right, get rid of those measured move lines, and make
Okay.
sure all the other lines that you've got there are very specific. You have to have the highs. I recommend the high and low of yesterday and the 2 days ago. I
Yeah, high
recommend
and
the
low and the pre-market. That's it. You
okay.
see
Use
here,
those.
yeah,
Use
these are the
previous day's close. I think will be important.
yeah, PDC is right here. The blue one is PDC.
Okay, there you
And
go.
yesterday low, yesterday high, pre-market low. That's it.
And what are you doing with pivots over there? Do you know how to use them?
Which you mean this
Yeah, these cam pivots.
cam pivots? Yeah. I mean, it's
Because they don't align with momentum trading. Pivots are totally different thing. It's pivots, it's bigger time frame, it's holding positions for hours, it's all that. It's not what you're trying
usually
to do here.
uh, usually I look for in the bigger time frame where the stock stands at today, and that will kind of set up some sort of bias. That's all. If it is like at R4, R6, or S5 or S6 in the pre-market in a daily chart, that's all what I'm using. I mean, I'm not using it specifically in my 1 minute or 5 minute chart at all.
Then get rid of it. You're not using it specifically.
Yeah, I mean, in this 5 minute, 1 minute, I'll get rid of it for sure.
See, the reason I'm trying to get rid of stuff is that way it forces you to focus on
Yes.
something else that's more important, which is price action. Because right
Yeah.
now you're not focused on price action. You're looking at 20 other indicators as a thing to run for safety. You know, that's part
Yeah.
of the course. You're looking for safety in indicators. You're not going to get it. I'm trying to get your mindset in the right place. Trying to
Mm.
get you away from the mindset of looking for guarantees, looking for safety. You're not going to find it. Stop finding it. Stop searching for it with indicators. Simply pay attention to the price action. That's first. Indicators and all this complicated stuff, maybe later, maybe. But right now, you got to set the foundations right first, which is declutter everything and get focused.
Mm.
Really get focused. There's too much going on here.
Yeah.
You cannot trade the 5 minute ORB like this. It's not gonna work.
So two things definitely I will get rid of in my at least 1 and 5 minute chart: pivots and the measured move.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's true.
Um,
And in all
any
charts, you don't need them in any chart. 5 minute,
yeah,
1 minute.
yeah. Okay, Apple. Um, right. Okay. So the first 5 minutes, as what I mentioned here, long tail confirmation with the room to the left, but red with high volume. So what I dismissed was like red with the high volume. So do you consider this as the strategy what you play usually? Come up to a level, test it, long tail hammer, and then
This is a fallen angel setup, and I'm not gonna recommend you use this. This is get complicated. This is the more advanced 5 minute ORB. I think for you, just stick to the way I said it. Let it form the candle. And if you look at this on the 1 minute chart, you'll see it went down, then goes up. It's
right,
not an ABCD pattern.
correct.
You look
Mm,
for the ABCD on a 1 minute that's holding VWAP nicely.
mm,
And realistically, for these trades, you can go with these catalyst tickers that Carlos talks about in the pre-market every day.
yeah.
He's got a watch list. He's looking for things that have a catalyst. You can go with those. Those you'll probably find more opportunities than sticking to the Mag 7 like I do.
Okay.
So it'll be easier probably for you to do it that way. This is don't trade this. This is something else. You need catalysts. You want for this style of trading. Look at what's in play, what's had news. Again, just show up in the pre-market. You don't need a lot. Show up 10 minutes before. You can see what the watch list is. Right? Just take it from Carlos. This is what Carlos is doing. It's very simple. Just take his list. Understand just a couple of points. Why are these things on the watch list? Okay, these things had earnings, these things had news. Okay, so you have 5 tickers. Okay, done.
Mm,
That's all you need. Then you just sit and wait. And some days you'll be having 3 tickers and you won't get a single trade. Okay, leave it.
mm.
You know, but you gotta focus. This is too much. You're getting confused. I can see the way you're trading here. You're trying too hard for guarantees. It's the mindset that's happening in your screens over here in your screenshots. It's
Okay.
the mindset that needs to change. There are no guarantees, and the less you look for it, the better off you'll be. I think that's what you really need for your style right now.
Okay. 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 Um, what do you think about this one? This one was at the fib level and kind of a hammer formation and then went up.
Well, that's a reversal. That's something else completely. Don't waste
This
your
is
time.
like at 11:30. So after
And
2 hours.
don't waste your time on this because you're focused on the 5 minute ORB, right? This is another game. Again, it requires another mindset. I think you focus on getting one thing right at a time. You do this, it's a different world. I mean, people trade the 5 minute ORB and then 4 or 5 years later, after consistency, then explore a reversal. Again, I'll take the Carlos's example. He doesn't even look at reversals yet, and he's been doing this for 7, 8 years. You have guys like Pierre, Lenny, John Hills. None of them are looking at reversals because all they're looking at is breakouts, and that's it. And they've been doing it for 7, 8 years. You're still not doing it reversely. So you get really, really good at one thing, especially for you. I think your mindset is one that's a little jumpy. You like to jump into stuff. So, you know, avoid that because that's causing trouble. I recommend just simple focusing on the 5 minute ORB, just like you said earlier. You like the 30 minutes of action. You're going
Hmm.
to get plenty of action. I mean, and I'll be honest, if you're not exhausted in the first 45 minutes, 1 hour, then you're not doing it right. At least for you, for this ORB stuff, trading catalyst stocks, looking for the 5 minute ORBs, reading momentum, with this minimal style that I already showed you. That's a lot on its own. That's a lot. Yesterday we could have taken like SMCI or any of them, Reddit.
Yeah.
Every day there's something. It's
Yep.
only in the
Yep.
summer that things slow down a little bit, but you don't have to trade every day.
Mhm.
So take a vacation in the summer. No big deal.
Your strategy, what you play is mostly like support and the breakout, right?
No, I have basically two.
When it retests and then it goes.
Yeah. So it's confirmation of a breakout. So a retest of the breakout. That's
Right.
one.
Hmm.
And the only other one I have is reversals. That's it. There's nothing. But you can even see for me, the reversals, for example, that I do are stupid simple. They're just stupid because if you look at everyone else who does reversals, they have like 20 different things on their checklist and it gets complicated. And so then to focus on that, you cannot focus on anything else. It's just too much to do. So my reversal style is actually really simple. I'm not looking for guarantees. I'm just looking to manage risk. And if it goes, great, it goes. Otherwise, I'm managing risk and I'll take the risk. I'll stop out. That's it. Same thing with my retest strategies. I don't use any moving averages or anything like that. I keep it very, very simple, so it doesn't take a lot
Yep.
of my energy, right? And
Yeah.
I don't want to mess around with it for now. Even the levels are just easy. You know how to find them. I do the measure move thing, uh, and that's it really. There's no volume. There's no complicated things. There's not like 20 items I got to check off before I take the position. So I'm doing it that way. You got to understand mental capacity, or what do you call them?
Right.
Mental capital. Mental capital is so incredible. I mean, just looking at your charts, my brain's getting tired just because there's just
Yeah.
you
No,
get
definitely.
curious and
Because
you're doing too much. You're trying too hard.
yeah.
Focus on one thing. Get good at it. I mean, get really good at it to the point you won't even want to look at anything else. Even 3 years from now, you'll be like, I'm still doing the ORB. I'm like, perfect. That's what you should be doing. And yeah, that's it. You don't need it. You don't even get curious about other stuff because you get the flow of this thing and then your instincts build and human beings, you got to build your habits properly.
What I
So,
feel is in ORB trades, it's not that easy to get R to R. Like
mhm.
especially the reward is not that great sometimes.
Yeah, but you
But
know
with
what? For you, I think that's important, by the way, because you like guarantees, and while you can never get guarantees, what you can get is a pretty high win rate with ORBs. Pretty high. I'm talking about 50% without too much trouble. Try reversals. You start reversals, you get a 10% win rate, and then you got to get good at it, and that's tough, man. You got to survive that, and you're gonna doubt yourself so much,
yeah.
and that's really it's hard to survive. So that's when you're doing your ORBs right, you'll get a 50% win rate. I mean, when you're really good at it. And so the key point here with ORBs, remember, when you take your first partial,
Hmm.
put your exit at break even, whatever that
Yeah.
happens to be. Because the reasoning is when you take your first partial, you're doing it because you've identified that the momentum is stalling, it's slowing down, which means it could easily go against you. It could easily just jump in the other direction, which will hit your break even. So get out of break even. You get a lot of break even trades, a lot of partial trades. And that's good, actually. When you're getting a lot of partial trades with the ORBs, that's when you know you're doing it right.
Okay.
That's when it's working for you. Then you have, yeah, you're doing it right. And then you'll have a few winners that go 2, 3 R, but mostly getting a lot of partial trades. Put that all together, you're profitable. You'll get maybe 3 of them in a day, which is a lot in a day in the first 30 minutes. You have 3 different tickers. You'll have 3 different opportunities, perhaps, but maybe 2 on one ticker, stuff like that. But get good at it. Get really, really good at it. And you don't have to wait to trade. When the market's open, you can go right now into the replay mode and just trade it. Practice it, practice it, practice it.
Yeah,
Screenshot everything.
right.
Put the
The
1 and the 5 and go. Yeah.
Yeah, but the options thing does not work in a replay mode.
Don't waste your time with options right now. Just get the strategy going. The options, man. You want to blow up? Don't do that. Forget about it. Just get good with the strategy. We can work out the options. Options are leverage. Don't leverage until you got consistency first.
Okay.
Seriously, and you can get it quickly. That's why we have the replay mode to get it quickly. You can take 3 days away from the market and take 2,000 trades in the replay mode. I do it all the time, just to practice. Right?
Okay.
That's important.
So I should not like look for the trades that you're taking as of now.
You're interested in the ORB stuff. I'm not, so no, don't. And you know what? It might end up being the same trades. We end up taking the same position, but we've come at it from different places. You're coming at it from an ORB. I'm coming at it from a bigger perspective, bigger time frame, or something like
Yeah,
that.
eventually I want to move towards the bigger time frame. So that's
Well,
what I
you said you wanted the ORB. You liked it, so we described
yeah,
it here.
yeah,
If you want the bigger time frame, that's another game. But I'm telling you, stay focused on one right now. Don't try both. And
yeah.
I think
Okay.
the ORBs are easier for you to stay focused.
Mhm.
Just knowing your mindset. I think for you, where your mind is now, and it's good. You won't actually have the problem of challenging your patience, your temperament. Because what I'm doing, it challenges your temperament a lot. Got extreme patience. I mean, I find it hard.
Mm,
So I'm not going to recommend it for you, especially for where you are right now. I think the ORBs will get you in the game.
mm.
Once you're in the game, then you can evolve yourself as you go along.
I think
But get
that's what is important at this stage, I suppose.
Yeah, you got to get in the game and get in the game with focus, not just in the game and throwing another new indicator on your chart based on every day there's something new on YouTube or whatever. You can't do that. That's gonna hurt. That's gonna really hurt. So get focused. You got the checklist. You know what to do. You know how to find the watch list, and it's all here. It's all given to you actually every day. You don't even need to do anything. It's just a 5 minute job. So there you go.
So my actually thought process was, if I'm trying to practice something in my 5 minute equity chart here, the same trade, I can just take it in the options chart as well.
No, you can't. Not with ORBs, especially. It's gonna get wild, and the spreads and it's hard, man. It's hard. Don't do that now. At least get good at the ORBs, then we can work on how to leverage it up. But that's if you have consistency with the ORBs first. Then we can talk about leverage. Because remember, leverage will hurt you if you're not consistent,
True,
right?
true. Yeah, yeah. That I understand. Yep.
Yeah. So don't get excited about leverage. I know everyone gets excited when they talk to me options and all that. It's something. There's a good reason why I have not done an options webinar yet, very purposefully,
Mm,
because it's I'm giving you a gun which you can shoot yourself with. No, you don't want to do that.
mm. Hmm.
You see this
Okay.
5 minute chart here on Microsoft? When you look at the 1 minute, see, well, does it give you an ABCD pattern? In minute 6, 7, maybe it does. Maybe it holds that PDC at 1 minute VWAP and off you go. Maybe it does. I don't know. So this one has potential, for example.
Hmm.
But you got to look at the 1 minute. 5 and the 1 side by side. Get rid of this option stuff.
Yeah, see, this is the problem what I'm surfacing. During the drop or the pullback, I just add more.
You don't have pullbacks anymore in your trading style.
Mm,
It's momentum trading. It goes, and if it doesn't, it's not a pullback. It's a stop out. Forget about pullbacks. It's not for you. You're not trading a bigger perspective time frame and you're waiting for pullbacks to add. That's a different game. I mean, Paras does that stuff. That's a different game. You're not playing that game. Forget about that adding stuff. Just get in your good entry, 1 minute VWAPs holding ABCD pattern, which is also aligned with a 5 minute ORB.
So
And you've
one
got
second.
levels to work with.
I just want to show you something.
Mhm.
Uh, See these type of trades. This is on a 1 minute. This is like just last Friday
Mhm.
itself.
Yeah.
This is the 1 minute ORB what I played. With the again, my criterias are like pretty much similar. Strong relative volume. This initial first 4 to 5 minutes volume, pre-market volume, how the cycle is like forming up, and then I play, and then I add it during this pullback here. So
Don't
I
add
know that because the
it.
volume is the selling volume is very low as compared to the buying volume. So I am 200% sure in such cases that this is just a minor pullback, and this candle then confirms.
That 200% sure is gonna kill you. It worked this time, but you're too focused on too many small things. Get the bigger picture first. So you're trading that 5 minute ORB. You can see where the first 5 minute candle will close. You can
Hmm.
see it's pretty much where you've exited at the top. And then you see it comes back and it bounces off the 1 minute VWAP. What is that? 940 approximately, 939.
Hmm.
Yeah, it bounces off the VWAP. It closes a candle above.
Hmm.
Enter there after the red one. The blue line, right? The VWAP.
Yeah, this one, right?
Yeah, all right. Yeah, you can see where it's bouncing off the VWAP. That's the
Mm-hmm,
1 minute ABCD. You're in
right,
it. 1 minute. And look at the move you catch after that. It's huge. You're playing a 1 minute ORB, you're only getting the small move. The second move happens later.
correct.
See that? This is your trade. I mean, use this as an example. This is the trade book. And forget about the volume and stuff. It's you picking a catalyst stock where it has a massive catalyst that's gapped up or down or something. It's got some big stuff going on. Forget about the volume. You know the volume's there. Pre-market, it's there. It's already there. It's like
Right,
500% RVol or whatever.
correct.
Don't worry too much about it. The volume will die, but that happens after 15, 30 minutes. You're playing the open here. You don't have to think about it. Focus, focus, focus. Focus on your candlesticks. Focus on the VWAP. Make sure it's not extended. You can use your VWAP as risk control, risk management. So your
Mm-hmm,
stops on the other side of the VWAP, and then
mm-hmm.
you run this thing.
Mm.
Right? That's how you enter, and
So,
then you have
so this is something you will not suggest, right? To
no,
add.
no, no. Gosh, don't. This is called explosive trading. If you keep doing this, I'll recommend to you to find another job because you're gonna waste your money. You're gonna give it away to the market. It worked here, but I'm telling you, this is not consistent. This is risk. You're just taking unnecessary risk, a lot of risk. Look at this. This is desperation. You can see you're adding and adding and adding, and at no point are you thinking it might go against me. I might stop. I mean, the mindset is wrong. You're looking for guarantees again, right? You're doing that whole thing where you like safety. You don't get safety in this business. You don't get guarantees in this business. I mean, you even have what is this volume by price on this chart? I don't know what you're doing with that. All that you don't
So,
even need all that. There's a lot
uh,
going on here that you don't need. That's hurting your trading.
so what do you think about, like, let's say if I've added here after at least 3 or 4 minutes of confirmation and closing the candle above the VWAP and this 20. Let's say if I've
Forget
added
about.
here.
Don't add. Don't add. Don't add now. You have to understand. Adding is more advanced. It's much more advanced. It's after you've got the trade to go in your favor, and now you're getting more massive indications that it's going to continue. Scaling in and adding, I'm not going to suggest you do it. Not now. Now I suggest you get the pattern right. Find your pattern, your entry criteria, your setup. That's the first. Not even talking so much about profits. I'm talking about just entry. Entry and the stop, which goes together, right? What are those? Where are those? See those consistently. Get really good at that. Then you got to think about, okay, how do you maximize the trades to get big RVR? How do you get even better setups? You go there. That's just your first 2 years. Then you're thinking about maybe how do you add? Maybe. When should you add? When should you not? How do you do all that stuff? That's like 3, 4 years in. This stuff right now, what I'm seeing on your charts is all desperation. It's pretty obvious to see. You're trying too hard. You're looking for guarantees. This is not a job where you show up and get a paycheck at the end of the month just because you showed up.
Mhm.
You show up and you're going to lose money most of the time. That's what's more guaranteed than anything else. So minimize your losses.
Right.
That's how this business works. So for
Okay.
now, I'm seriously like, what I'm seeing on your charts, it has to be cleaned up tremendously, as in your executions. Your executions get cleaned up by your mindset, as well as all the triggers on your chart. So those two things are very important for you. I think focus on that. Forget about all this adding business. It's gonna complicate matters, and you're thinking too much about the wrong thing, and you're depleting your mental capital, your emotional capital, and even your financial capital. Just adding in the wrong places and stuff. So keep it very simple. You know what to do. You've
Yeah,
got that.
usually when I enter, I enter it a very small shares, and then if I see that it is going into my direction, then I add. So these first two ads, what you see here, this ad is just okay because my trade went in my favor, so I would add a little bit more.
It
That's it.
goes in your favor. You should be taking profits, not adding. You see that? So it gets complicated when you're adding, and then you're messing up with your average price, and then it goes past your average price, and then you're adding more. I can tell you, like, people have lost millions of dollars doing this. I have too. I've lost lots of money doing this. Don't do this.
I see.
Don't
Yeah,
do
so I
this.
think this is just a mental thing which I need to clear it up.
I think what you're doing is you're looking at traders who've been doing this for 5, 10 years, and you're trying to do what they're doing. You can't. They've been doing it consistently for 5, 10 years with real money, lots of money. You can't. You simply can't. You got to build up to that point. And I gave you the strategy, right? Very simple. It's a 3-step process. You have a 5-minute candle, then you wait for 1 minute ABCD, holding the VWAP as your key risk management point, and that's your setup. Forget about scaling in, adding in, and all of this stuff. Just get good at this, because once you get this foundation right, then we
Hmm.
can build on that, build on scaling in, adding in, and hey, even reversing it going the other way, which is 5, 8 years down the road. It's a long way out. So get this foundation right first. Otherwise, none of this is gonna matter. You're just not gonna make it work. So don't bother. See this? It's already far from the VWAP. Had a big run in the first 10 minutes. Forget about it. Let it
Yeah,
go.
I missed this one. I
Yeah,
missed this one. I was late in the game for this one. So
yeah, I can see that. Yeah, you're buying near a very dangerous place. Your first entry. Just leave it alone. Just if it's not next to the VWAP, I mean, where are you gonna enter and then put your stop at VWAP on this? This doesn't make sense.
correct.
VWAP is
Yeah,
a
this
key,
was
very key point. VWAP, by the way, is a volume indicator. Stop focusing
yeah,
so much on the volume. VWAP is the volume indicator. You don't need
yeah.
anything else. So forget about it all. This one, it goes without you. Okay, let it go.
Mhm.
That's important.
Okay.
I'm telling you, this is hard, but you got to do this. Otherwise, you're not gonna survive. You're just gonna get chopped up and trying to do reversals and ads and hold past your stop. And realistically, if you keep doing this, I'm gonna have to tell you one day. I think you should not trade anymore. Do something else with your time, because
Mm.
this is dangerous. What you're doing, it's very dangerous.
Yeah, especially the adding part is something what I have to change it for sure and remove it. Hmm.
Forget about changing or moving anything. We got a 3-step procedure.
Yeah.
Now, forget everything else. Just do that, right? And
Okay.
what does it take to do that? What levels and stuff on the chart need to remove? Okay, remove that. Now you can focus. Now you're not getting distracted. Just do that. Forget about all this other stuff. That's all the stuff you're showing me. Literally put it away in some archive. Start fresh. You got a 3-step procedure. Go fix your charts. Just focus. That's all. You only
Okay.
need the VWAP. You don't need anything else. So get focused. Get really good at this, and then when you prove that you're good at this, then we can add stuff on top of this. But you got to get good at it. You got to build an instinct. I mean, that takes a minimum of 1 month, because that's how long the human brain takes to rewire.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a minimum. And so in 1 month, I mean, don't wait for the market to open every day. Go in the replay mode and trade whenever you have the time. Make time for practice. And do it for hours
Yeah.
every
Yeah.
day.
For sure. Yeah, that is something I try to do as much as
Yeah,
possible.
that's very, very important. I do that all the time. I'm telling you, it's very good. Very, very good. Cool. So you know what to do. Stay focused. All this other stuff, I mean, the more you look at all this stuff you've been doing, the more it gets stuck in your head. So I'm going to say that this whole file you're showing me, put this in an archive somewhere. Somewhere in a hidden folder in your computer. Write down the new trade book, which you've basically written down here already. Fix your charts to a lineup and go in the replay mode. And then that's it. There's no other complication. You don't have, this is not like mechanical engineering. You don't have to calculate load bearing structures and all. There's nothing here. This is much, much simpler than all that stuff.
Yeah, yeah, no, you're right, and that's what I think you have achieved. It trying not to make things more complex, right? Which is something what I have learned in the last 2 3 years, and I've tried to add most of the things here so that I make sure that, as you said, trying to get the maximum confirmation before I enter,
Mhm.
which is happening 50 60% of the time, but 30 40 40% of the time it doesn't happen.
And you're not able to manage those losers either because you're entering too late and you're adding in and scaling in. You're getting into a mode of desperation, looking for guarantees. Your mindset is not in the right place.
Yeah.
That's why I'm giving you this method of doing it. This will fix the mindset problem, but it takes a month minimum. And that only if you stay focused for a month and don't get distracted and add these things back in and all that. So get this right first. This first exercise, I think, is really important. Get in the replay mode and do it like we said, those 3-step process. And just do it over and over and over and over again every day. Then you're gonna get somewhere. Then we can talk again. Evaluate and evolve from there.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. So,
I'm telling you, stop looking at these charts. You should stop. This is
yeah,
when you look at stuff, it imprints in itself in your brain, and you're putting more and more of this in your brain, which is not good right now.
yeah.
All these charts, all these screenshots you have, just put them away.
Okay.
Yep. Cool. That's what you need. I know it's hard, but that's what you need. Just do that. Just do exactly as we discussed because it's gonna save you. I've gone through this. I've done this before.
Yeah, I know. I know.
I've had
And
this for like
definitely, I'm gonna clean up my chart a little bit for sure, and practice in a replay mode a little bit more.
yeah.
Uh,
There you go. You got it. You know what to do.
mm,
You really know. You know what to do. But you just gotta do it. You gotta stop getting distracted. That's gonna be for you. That's the biggest challenge. You're gonna get excited when you see someone else take some other trade, and then you're gonna ask, "What is that?" And I'm gonna tell you, don't waste your time.
so fib
Cool.
levels will not at all help, right, in this aspect.
Nah, don't worry about
They
Fib.
should go on.
Fibonacci is a whole matter of trend trading. Just don't even start with that. You hardly get that in day trading. It's more swing trading stuff. Just forget about it. What you're doing is like very specific momentum day trading. It doesn't align. Totally different world. Cool. You know what to do now. There's no point going through any more of these screenshots because I'm telling you, for you, it's pointless. I'll just keep telling you the same thing.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah. Okay, I think I get it. Got the point.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
Anything else? Anything else you want to share?
For you, the biggest point is get focused. Get focused. Stay focused. Stop looking at all this. Like seriously, you can stop sharing the screen now. You can put this file away and archive it somewhere. For you, it's about focus. Absolute focus. You get away from that mindset of desperation and guarantees. Searching for guarantees. You can see it on the charts. And that's very, very important. And once you get focused, then you'll see how it gets easier. Then it's easier to even expand your trading. And then you realize, holy crap, I'm getting 10 trades a day and they're all amazing. But that's the process, right? Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. That's all there is. I mean, really, that's all there is. There's no point repeating it. It's right there. There's nothing else that I would discuss with you. Nothing. Not that would be beneficial for you.
Okay. So let me do this. Whatever you have mentioned, let me implement that. Work on it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
Just implement it. You got it, and you'll be surprised again. It's not a long road
mhm.
once you get focused. It's really not. You'll enjoy the process
Yeah.
once you get focused. That's important.
Okay. Sounds good. I think that's good for today then.
Okay. Cool.
Uh,
Cool. So yeah, go ahead, go do it. Show up to trade live. Of course, don't do any option stuff. Just use a simulator,
yeah,
and that's it, man. You got this.
yeah. Okay,
Cool.
sounds good.
Right. Cool, man. I'll send you this
Okay,
recording soon then.
yeah,
Sounds like.
sure, sure, definitely. So yeah, thanks much for
Mhm.
this and all the feedback.
Yep.
I'll let you know. I'll keep you posted. Um,
Yeah.
uh,
Sure.
then
Absolutely.
let's meet in maybe 2 weeks. One.
Get
So
started on it. Let me know how you're doing, and we'll see.
okay,
We'll work it out.
yeah, we'll set it up. Sure. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. Take it
Sounds
easy
good.
with it.
Okay. Thank you, Avi. Yeah.
Bye bye.
Okay. Bye.